grassroots are doing in environmental justice. So thanks so much for joining today. I am so pleased to welcome Latia and friends to be doing the presentation today on a closer look at the water crisis. We're super excited to make space for youth leadership and really excited that Latia Leonard, one of our members and a part of the MEJC Summit Planning Committee, stepped in to help promote youth voices at Detroit Youth Energy Squad. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to Latia. Thanks again so much for tuning in. And after you watch, definitely hit that share button and get the word out there so other people can learn from youth and what they're learning about what's happening today. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle, and really thank you to MEJC for allowing the Youth Energy Squad to come on you guys' platform. It is such a great honor to be here today. So my name is Latia Leonard. I am the co-director of the Youth Energy Squad. And today I am joined by 3 of our brilliant young students who were just previously part of our recent Sustainability Leadership Program cohort. And I'm gonna go ahead and, if it's okay, Michelle, if I'm able to share my screen at this point, is that okay?
For sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes, again, we do have 3 of our brilliant young students. They are all seniors at Detroit International Academy of Young Women, or DIA. And so I'm gonna go in and let them introduce themselves. First up, we have Mahmuda. Are you still there, Mahmuda?
I am. Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, uh, hold on just a second. Oh, sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Okay. Virtual hiccups. Alrighty, let's do this again. Now we have Mahmuda Chowdhury. Go ahead, Mahmuda.
My name is Mahmuda Chowdhury. I'm a senior at Detroit International Academy. And when I'm not filling out college and scholarship applications, I'm trying to help end the global water crisis with Thirst Project. I recently finished fundraising for a well in El Salvador, and I started working on the next one. Just like the rest of the presenters, I participated in the Youth Energy Squad Sustainability Leadership Program.
Awesome. Thank you, Mahmuda. We next have Moriom.
Hello, my name is Moriom Khatun. I am a senior at Detroit International Academy for Young Women. I have been a part of the Youth Energy Squad since February. Me and my team are very passionate about the water crisis because having access to water is a basic human right.
Awesome. Thanks, Moriom. And now we have Saba.
Hi everyone, this is Saba Begum and I'm a senior editor at International Academy for Young Women. I believe that changes start with yourself first. So to make the world a better place, I want to help people who do not have access to clean water. I'm also a participant for the Youth Energy Squad.
Awesome. Let's dig right into it. First we have Moriom, who's going to give us a bit of an overview of some local water issues we got going on.
Okay, so the Flint water crisis. The water crisis began in April 2014 when Flint, Michigan switched their water supply from treated Detroit water to Flint rivers in order to save money. The old aged pipe carrying the water contained lead, which leaked into the water system. Over time, people started getting sick and noticing the color of the water change to a rustic red. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Old pipe replacement has been going on since 2016. Some state officials announced that water was safe for consumption. However, this was not the case. A study showed that there are about 2,500 pipes in Flint, Michigan containing lead as of April 2020. Many lawsuits have been filed, and as of August 2020, the victims obtained a combination of 600 million in compensation. Majority of that money went to families. Alright, some of the side effects for lead poisoning for adults is high blood pressure, kidney damage, miscarriages or stillbirth, joint and muscle pain, difficulty with memory. Unfortunately, the effects with kids is much worse than effects for adults. These are some of the symptoms for children who have experienced lead poisoning: damage to the brain, slow growth, speech difficulties, anemia, lower IQ and hyperactivity, trouble hearing. And some of the symptoms in children can never be reversed. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Nestle and Michigan's waters. Nestle started pumping up water from Michigan since the early 2000s. Nestle only pays $200 per year to obtain water from Michigan. They use over a dozen wells to pump up water from the underground aquifer. 130 million gallons of water is being pumped up every single year. The company pumps 400 gallons per minute to make a profit of hundreds of millions of dollars every single year. They also have a reputation worldwide of going to poor rural communities, making promises to provide economic benefits. But residents who live there for a long, extensive period of time report that they have seen changes in the surroundings because they are obtaining so much of the water from the lakes. Okay, now we're going to talk about Detroit water shutoffs. Detroit is a city surrounded by water, yet it has one of the highest water bills of anywhere in the country. The city of Detroit decided to shut off the water for any households that fell behind on paying their water bills. And they didn't make any exceptions, even if the person is disabled or the family has kids, the water would be shut off if they fell behind. The poorest who cannot afford to pay their bills have to use donated water for daily tasks, such as bathing, washing dishes, and drinking water. And it is harmful for the planet because they have to use plastic water bottles. And yeah, over time, residents might end up losing their homes to foreclosure because they fell so behind on water bills. And during the pandemic, they came up with a temporary solution, which is paying $25 a month. And after the pandemic is over, they're going to have to pay all the money back. Detroit needs clean water now more than ever before to keep families safe and healthy. Water is essential, especially now because people have to stay hygienic and wash their hands. So, water is very important.
Absolutely. All right. We're gonna have Saba get into some how these issues here in Southeast Michigan with Detroit and Flint and how they connect to some of the global water issues that we have going on in other areas of the world.
So Yemen is one of the countries they are suffering from water scarcity. So Yemen has a shortage of water because of the hot temperature, overpopulation, and poor water management. Yemen is facing the world worst humanitarian crisis, and estimated 20.5 million people do not have access to safe water and sanitation. Almost 20 million people lack access to adequate healthcare, which resulted to outbreak which are preventable diseases such as cholera, diphtheria, measles, and dengue fever. Um, 14.7 million Yemenis depend on humanitarian aid to keep them healthy and alive. Less than half of the country's houses in the capital Sana'a are connected to the municipal supply, and water only comes out of the tap 1 or 2 times a week, and 60% of water is lost through leaks because of the poor infrastructure. Lack of access to clean water is notorious for being the biggest cause of malnutrition, morbidity, and mortality in rural areas. Girls also don't get enough education because they spend most of their time getting water. Um, so Nigeria is one of the most poorest country in the world, and they're also the largest country in West Africa. Nearly half of the Nigerian population lives on less than $1.90 a day. Most people farm, so they struggle with water shortages and frequent droughted in arid desert-like condition. Climate changes is a key factor increasing water stress because of its already small agricultural yield, political instability, and poor governance. Nigeria is ranked as the 22nd least ready country to deal with the impact of climate change by the Notre Dame Global Adaptation Index. The adaptability of safe drinking water is very limited in Nigeria, and supplying sufficient water grows increasingly challenging as urban population grow. Poor sanitation and hygiene led to high rate of diseases like diarrhea, pneumonia, trachoma, and worm-related illnesses, with diarrhea as the second largest direct cause of child mortality. Water allocation is also a significant problem. Africa. Only about half of the population in sub-Saharan Africa has access to clean water. 37 of the world's total of 663 million people without clean water live in sub-Saharan Africa. In Africa, more than a quarter of the population spend more than 30 minutes, sometimes up to 6 hours, walking 3.75 miles just to collect enough water for the day. Women and children are mostly responsible for fetching water and caring for the sick, who primarily fell sick because of the unclean water, which means that women and children have less time to spend on productive activities such as going to school or working on a business venture, whereas men and boys can spend their days getting educated and making money. Over 80% of the diseases in developing countries are related to poor drinking water and sanitation. 4,500 children die around the world from preventable diseases related to lack of access to clean water and adequate sanitation and hygiene. India. The country's condition is really horrible. Half of the population is experiencing an extreme water crisis while monsoon arrives. Some places in India are experiencing drought, and other part of the countries are experiencing flood. It is the third most populated country in the world with only 30% of its water. Um, Only 30% of the water are safe to drink, and the other are polluted. Um, 550 people in India die every day due to water-related diseases. Pakistan. Karachi is the capital of Pakistan, and Karachi's current water problems are caused by a combination of municipal mismanagement, industrial pollution, and infrastructure problem. Karachi's West District is one of the city's poorest neighborhoods, where almost 40% of the residents don't receive any running water at all. Illegally tapping water lines made Karachi's existing shortage more worse. Karachi's old infrastructure loses about a third of its daily water just piping it in into the city. The rain pattern decreased, and the country's experience extreme events such as heat waves because of the climate change.
All right, thank you, Saba. We now have Mahmuda, who's going to talk a little bit more broadly about what the global water crisis is.
What is the global water crisis? Have you ever heard of it? Over the past decades, progress has been made, but there are over 800 million people who do not have access to safe, clean drinking water. 1 in 9 people do not have access to safe water, and a child dies every 90 seconds due to water-related diseases. Not only is water a human right, but it is essential to life, and there are people from places like Flint, Michigan, to Asia and Africa who do not have access to safe, clean drinking water. Why do we have a global water crisis? There are many reasons, like poverty, global warming, overpopulation, drought, water being wasted, and groundwater being depleted. But three of the biggest reasons are climate change, overpopulation, and poverty. Climate change is when Earth is getting warmer, so the places that are already hot are getting hotter. Places like Africa, Asia, the Middle East, and Central America are getting less rainwater due to this. Overpopulation. We have over 7 billion people on this planet already, and the numbers increase every day. Water that we can drink is already limited, but the demand for water is increasing with the population rate. And like I said, water is a human right, but so many people are disadvantaged because of their social status and inability to pay for water that is clean. Poverty is when the access to clean water is not affordable, even though it should be. Many areas with poverty experience natural disasters like floods, and when that happens, the clean water gets contaminated. The cost of filtering this is expensive to many communities, so they continue using unsafe water. Along with this, animals defecate and clean themselves in this water too. The impact of the water crisis. Women and children spend about 6 to 8 hours every day fetching water. Women and children are missing out on an opportunity during the time they spend hauling water. More than 800 children under the age of 5 die every day due to diarrhea alone. Pregnant women can suffer from miscarriages and physical strain on their body caused while walking and holding jerry cans for water. Waterborne diseases kills more children every year than AIDS, malaria, and all world violence combined. Children can develop spinal and pelvic deformities from carrying jerry cans. Thirst Project. Thirst Project is the world's largest nonprofit youth organization dedicated to bringing safe water to communities around the world. They have a solution to the water crisis, and it is building fresh water wells. They have helped over 450,000 people in 13 countries get access to clean water. They work with students the most because they believe that students are the most powerful when it comes to social change, and over $10 million has been raised. Thirst Project has talked to over 500,000 students about the global water crisis, and now there are thousands of Thirst Project clubs at schools around the world. Water changes everything. If people get access to clean drinking water, child mortality rates can drop up to 90% overnight. Disease rates can drop up to 88% overnight. More children can go to school instead of fetching water. Women will be able to contribute to their family income so family income can improve. Food security will be attainable, and children will be better nourished since safe water help kids become smarter, stronger, and taller. And the picture on the right here is a picture Thirst Project took during one of their trips to Iswati, and this well has changed the life of this child along with many others in Iswatini and countries around the world. My journey trying to tackle the water crisis. 3 years ago, I went on a local key leader, a conference about servant leadership. During this, I discovered what Thirst Project is. Little did I know that this would forever change my life. I went home and started a fundraising page with a goal of $500. I thought that this seemed like enough for a goal. However, as donations started pouring in, I raised my goal. I raised another 500, and the feeling that I got from these emails sparked a light in me. I realized that I want to build an entire well, so I changed my goal to $12,000. I raised awareness through social media and told every single person I knew, and to strangers too. I started a Thirst Project Club at my school, which I'm currently the captain of, and I also joined the 480s World Changers team, and we raised enough money to build a fresh water well in El Salvador. Now we are working towards building one in Eswatini, and I will continue fundraising until the global water crisis ends. How can you help? You can raise awareness, fundraise, and donate. Let everyone know that even in 2020, there are over 800 million people without access to clean water. You can reach millions of people with the touch of a button. Social media can be one of the most useful tools in your arsenal. Use it to tackle the global water crisis. Fundraise. You can create your own fundraising page or team. If you would like to join the 480 World Changers team, let me know and I can help you. You can use these templates that I have on the left to encourage others to donate. You can attach your Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, and when people donate to you, you can send it into your fundraising page, and you can donate. There's Project, Water.org, Charity, which are all nonprofit organizations, are places you can donate to. And you can ask me for the link to my page if you would like to donate. And in the chat box, I have attached the links to my fundraising pages and to the ones on our slide so that you can donate or to join.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I think that was just a lot of information, and I certainly want to thank Mahmuda and Saba and Moriom for their leadership, because it's really through their leadership as young people that we are actually going to overcome these inequities. It starts with our young people. And so I would like to just finish us off by just saying a little bit about the Youth Energy Squad and a little bit of the work we do. So the Youth Energy Squad is a place-based environmental education program that was actually established in 2009. So we're a little over 11 years old. We primarily serve Detroit Public Schools. We also have partnerships with Ypsilanti and Highland Park. And altogether, we serve about 1,000 students each program year, which is enormous. And so I'm just really thankful that we're able to recruit bright young people like Mahmuda, Moriom, and Saba into our program. Let me minimize this really quickly. This is actually a picture from the first day of our leadership program, the sustainability leadership program, with Mahmuda, Saba, and Moriom. And this is also Tori and Nia, some of our students from various different high schools that took part in our recent sustainability leadership program. And kind of the nature of the work that students do is they are working together in almost environmental school clubs. They're working in teams and they complete community-led sustainability projects, both at their homes, predominantly in their schools, and in the wider Detroit community. And so that is really what we do. We work with young people and we give them the tools to exercise the voice that they already have and that is deserved for them to be heard. And so certainly if you want to find out more information, the Youth Energy Squad is a EcoWorks solution. EcoWorks Detroit is our parent organization. You can always learn more about EcoWorks at ecoworksdetroit.org. And we also have our own website, the youthenergysquad.org, as well. So I just really want to thank our student leaders for putting together this brilliant presentation, just connecting all of the issues and highlighting what we all should know, that water is a human right.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining us today. And thank you to the Youth Energy Squad for all of the great work. These are really the seeds that, when we plant them in the community, grow into big, bright, tall trees. That is the intergenerational work that we all should be really aspiring to. So deep gratitude to you all for doing this work. Mahmuda, Latia, Moriom, and Saba, as well as the others who weren't able to attend today. So again, lift up the voices of youth by sharing the video, get the word out, and thanks so much for all of the deep learning and connecting not only local water issues with global water issues, but connecting that to climate, right? We're still fighting this big, long fight around climate change, and it's going to take everyone. So a good reminder for us to make those connections right between the water justice and climate justice. So thank you for that. And without any further ado, I'll say thanks so much, and we'll see you at the next session. Take care, y'all.
Thank you, Michelle.